Okay, so I want to give you some general guidelines about the quality and quantity of practice required to improve. As usual, there's no perfect answer because people's bodies function in different way and respond differently, and people live in different situations. Some people have got full-time jobs, some people have got families. There's a lot of different factors that are going to be involved in this. So it's going to be general information and some kind of key points that I want you to think through to improve your practice and hopefully help you improve as a player. At one end of the spectrum, we've got players who don't practice enough. So if you're only playing once a week or maybe twice a week, I'm going to say that's not really enough practice to allow you to improve past a certain point. When you first start playing, that's going to be okay, you're going to improve, but you'll probably find that maxes out relatively quickly. Now, I'm not saying this to put you off and say that you shouldn't continue playing. I'm just saying this to kind of give you reasonable expectations so you don't get really frustrated and think that there's something wrong with you if you're not improving, because the reason is you're not playing enough. I find the sweet spot is going to be between 3 and 6 days a week, depending on who the person is. But it's also very possible for people to play too much. And this is a problem that's more common than some people might think. When players love tennis, they get out on court as much as they can. And I live in a tennis community where I see players play 7 days a week, sometimes even 2-3 times a day, and then they don't improve all that much because they're training too much. They're playing in a fatigue state, they can't focus, they can't concentrate, their bodies are hurting because they're simply doing too much training. So the balance is somewhere in between 3 and 6 days a week. For most people, between 3 and 5 days a week, even 6 days a week. If you've got a full-time job, you've got a family, you're juggling a lot of other commitments, it's not going to allow your body that much time to recover. So I'm going to say that for most people, 3 to 5 days a week. And then within that, we're thinking 1 to 2 hours worth of practice at a time. Potentially you could go on a little bit longer if you're doing, some match play. But again, you've got to kind of think through this in terms of what's actually required to improve and how fatigued that you're getting. Something that most people don't understand about professional athletes is they don't train at their maximum all season. They do most of their training kind of below 80% of their maximum, and then they really peak for big events because it's just impossible to go without recovering. So you need to kind of factor that in with what you're doing as well. You don't need to play till you're exhausted every time because the quality of your practice is going to be really important. So I'm saying 1 to 2 hour training sessions, but providing you can maintain quality. If you're working on your forehand and you can only produce good quality for 35 minutes, then you're going to be much better off doing a 35-minute practice session 3-4 days a week than doing 5 2-hour practice sessions where you're just playing absolute junk and not really improving. So the general guidelines are going to be 3 to 5 days a week. Under practicing isn't going to work. Over practicing is potentially going to hold you back as well. For those of you that are very keen and just want to do more and more and more, what I want to let you know is that even playing 5 days a week for 2 hours, that is a lot of tennis if you're not playing full-time tennis. If you want to spend additional time working on stuff, you'll probably find that investing that time in training other aspects, so maybe you work on your strength, maybe you work on your flexibility, your fitness, maybe it's meditation to improve your focus and concentration. If you really want to become a better player, it is about the best quality practice with the time that you've got available, maximizing your use of time towards achieving the result, not just playing loads and loads of tennis. Because sometimes being a better tennis player or athlete in any sport is about having the discipline to kind of hold back, allow your body to recover, and then you build on that. Okay? So hopefully that will make sense. General recommendations, but I want to prevent you from under practicing. I want to prevent you from over practicing. You've then got to find that sweet spot based on how much time you've got available to you and how well your body can recover. Because if you've got a really stressful period at work at the moment, you've got some crazy family stuff going on, maybe you might need to lower the training volume, the practice volume to allow you to recover. You've just got to factor all these different variables in and create the best kind of training schedule for yourself. Okay, I hope you found this video useful. As I mentioned a couple of times, the quality of your practice is going to be really important. I've got a lot of videos that talk about the quality of practice because it's one of the big things that hold players back. So they're in a playlist. I'll place the link to that playlist down in the description so you can get more help if you would like that. The other thing I want to do before I go is just let you know about a masterclass that I've created to teach you about brain-based training for tennis, because one of the big things that I do with players is I teach them how to train and improve things like their visual processing, so they've got faster reactions and they can prepare quicker for their shots. I teach them how to improve their coordination, so they've got better technique and better control over their shots. And if you'd like to learn about that, there's a link to the free masterclass up there and a link to the free masterclass in the description, so you can check that out if you are interested, and it's going to let you know a little bit about my program and the next steps that are involved if that's something that you want to pursue. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.